Hello friends, and welcome to Too Many Pre-Orders. I think we're all experiencing this lately. We ordered some toys, the toys weren't available yet, they were for pre-order, and now everything is dropping at the same time. I have a lot of stuff to look at. So for this review, we're just kind of gathering a bunch of random, except not so much random because they're all Marvel Legends toys, and we're going to open them up and look at them. It's going to be kind of more of a relaxed review, not as super in-depth. I'm basically just going to be ripping all these out of their packages, throwing the packages away because I definitely want to keep these, and taking a look at them. I've got my Figura Obscura Father Christmas mug filled with some delicious tea because I just had 2 vodka drinks and I'm falling asleep. So I'm just going to drink as many liquids as it'll take to even me out. You drink the vodka to relax, you drink the tea to wake up, then maybe you drink too much tea and you're too awake. That's when you go back to the vodka. Don't judge me, okay? It's foolproof. So this is what we've got today. It's the Marvel Legends Infinity Ultron wave, except not really. We did not get everyone, just the people we were interested in. So it's gonna be awkward to have a bunch of Ultron parts, but we'll sell those off or whatever at a reasonable price. I'm not a scalper. But yeah, we didn't go for Mr. Knight or Sharon, just because I could do without those, that's all. It's nothing personal. Trying to kind of cut back on what we get, because at some point you look at all your toys and you're like, that's a whole lot of toys. We also got the Khonshu wave in that I'll look at later. That is windowless packaging. This is all still windowed, but I think from here on out they are all going windowless. So let's enjoy this while we can. I'm just going to do a quick look at the boxes. As always, very nice art on those. Shows everything you get in the line. Infinity Ultron, which I have no interest in, and like I said, I did not get these 2. And the various logos on the top. This one has like a barcode thingy on it. I guess we got it from somewhere else. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. My memory is very bad. So let's just go ahead and open these. Okay, so first up, we're going to look at She-Hulk. She-Hulk will come with an Infinity Ultron leg, which we're not concerned with, and 2 punching hands. But aside from that, it's just her. So this one is a little weird, just in her facial expression being so very neutral. Like, there's none of her personality here. I find that kind of disappointing. I mean, it looks great. It's a great figure, but just her face is so, like, just nothing burger. And then her hands are just... what is that? I mean, I'm glad she came with the punching hands. Also, her skin looks a little light to me. It looks like it should be darker, but maybe I'm just misremembering the show. But those gripes out of the way, she looks great. This bodysuit is amazing. There's such fine detail here. Hear that? That's the sound of detail. She's got some super cute shoes. And though the skin is a lighter green, I do like this shade. It's like a matcha. It's the color of matcha, which I enjoy. I also really like the color combination of green and purple. Her hair is so nice too. Really nicely sculpted. An appropriate black wash on that. So yeah, the likeness is there. It's just I wish that it was a different expression. I also noticed that on this shoulder piece, the skin tone is a little bit darker than the rest of the body, and that kind of threw me off when I first saw it. I am getting some paint flaking off on the suit right here, and it's right in the front, so that's a little upsetting, but not an enormous problem. It's not something that's going to catch your eye right away. I saw a lot of discourse on Reddit about this show. People were having something to say, especially after that after credits twerking scene. I don't know, I liked it. Really robust joint on the torso there. Her head doesn't move that much, but that's just because her hair's in the way, and so they kind of hinder movement a little bit. Nice bicep swivel, double elbow, but you have to kind of force it away from the bicep a little bit. Pretty good movement on the legs until you go back because her butt is in the way. But it's nice to have kind of a beefier female figure. I find that a lot of the Marvel Legends female figures are just like tiny little waifs, and their waists are like this small. And she's still, I mean, she's still really thin. But she's got some heft to her, and I really like that. Of course, she is a Hulk, so why wouldn't she? But yeah, I really think the thing holding this figure back is just the neutral facial expression. It's going to look weird when she's in an action pose and just kind of like, whatever. So next up, we have Clint and Kate from the Hawkeye series. They will come with an Ultron arm and leg, respectively. But once again, since we don't have all the pieces, we're not going to worry about that. And at first glance, they look great. I'm not saying they look bad at second glance, I just haven't had a second glance, I've only had the one. The Hawkeye series was another one that I really enjoyed. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I think it might have actually been my favorite Disney Plus Marvel show. I'm just kind of a sucker for storylines about father figures and wayward daughters, which probably has something to do with my personal history that we won't get into right now. But I thought it was a great show. And I loved seeing Kingpin again. That was nice. So the likeness on this one is recognizable as Jeremy Renner, but something is a little bit off, and I'm not sure what it is. Kind of looks like Jeremy Renner was put into like an AI app, and it turned him into someone else. Maybe it's hard to see, but he's got a little hearing aid in, and that's a really nice touch. He's a little banged up, and I like the costume. A little bear on the bottom with just all black. But on the top, you've got some cool patterns in that nice purple color. He's got some decent head movement. His neck feels so thick. Like, compared to his head, his neck looks thick. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's just me. Nice butterfly joint. Bicep swivel too. You're gonna need all that for your bow shooting poses. Double elbow. He doesn't have a ball joint in the torso like She-Hulk does, but he does have a crunch, and he's got this swivel. Yeah, he also has some pretty nice leg movement. So Clint will also come with 2 extra punchy fists and his bow. He also has a quiver. You can attach that to his back right here. If you're smarter than me, you'll just use hot water to warm it up and put it in, but that worked fine. The thing is that they have the bows, but they don't have like individual arrows. So they're just kind of holding the bow, and even if you could position it in a arrow firing motion, there's no arrow to fire, because it's just the bow and then all these are one piece. So an individual arrow would be nice. Kate Bishop was a character I really loved. The likeness here, she's recognizable also, but again, something is a little bit off. I think her face is a little bit too long maybe, and her eyes are a little bit off center. But you know what? Good enough. Once again, some really nice texture to this suit. You've got some metallic bits right here, right here. I love this little pouch at her side. Some really cool elements on the pants and the boots. It's also nice that her hair is in a ponytail, so it can kind of get out of the way. And her quiver comes attached to her via this harness. Once again, no single arrows. She is cool though in that she also has butterfly joints, and I could be wrong, but I don't recall seeing any other female Marvel Legends figures with butterfly joints. I could be wrong, I just don't remember. If so, she is one of the few, if not the only. It's not really something we see typically on Marvel Legends, especially not on the older ones. Bicep swivel too. That's also something we don't really get on the older female Marvel Legends. Double elbow movement. Like She-Hulk, she's got that ball joint at the torso, but it's not as chunky as She-Hulk's, which makes sense because She-Hulk is a Hulk and this is a teenage girl, right? Is she a teenager? I guess she's in college. She's also got some pretty good leg movement. So she does not get punching hands. She gets 2 relaxed hands. And she also gets a bow. But once again, let me repeat, no single arrows to fire. So I guess they're going to be constantly just reaching into their quivers, and that will be their default poses. Just both of them reaching into their quivers. They're not really on top of things, because you think that one should be reaching while the other one is firing, but you know, it takes a while to form a cohesive unit. Anyway, I really like the Hawkeye show, and I don't care who judges me for it. Moving on to Miss Marvel. Speaking of likenesses not being quite right, this doesn't look anything like the actress who played her in the show, in my opinion. Maybe you guys see it, I don't, but it is a fun figure. She's got that personality for sure. I love this costume. It's especially cool that it's kind of metallic. I say kind of, it is metallic. Even her leggings have like a kind of sheen to them. Super cool shoes. Everyone's got cool shoes except for me. I'm wearing Christmas socks right now. That's pretty much the opposite of cool. Another series I really enjoyed. I loved the Miss Marvel show. I think it suffered a lot from marketing. It was marketed as like a kid show, and I guess maybe technically it was, but I mean, I'm not a child and I really enjoyed it. But I do watch a lot of cartoons, so. She's another one where her hair is going to get in the way. Not as bad as She-Hulk though. Hers is a little more flexible. And see, she's got just the standard female Marvel Legends arm articulation. Just this joint. No bicep swivel. No double elbow, but it is pinless. No crunch, but she's got the swivel up top. And leg movement is going to be a little bit hindered by her tunic here, but she does have a double knee. The only accessory that she comes with are these punching fists, And I really would have liked to see like a manifestation of her powers. Like I wish we got just even one effect of the pink light, maybe a star or something. I think that would have been really cool. I know that in the show her powers are different than they are in the comic book. I guess just because it was easier and less silly that way. But I really like the look of it, and I just wish we had a kind of a visual representation of that. I forgot to mention she will come with the Ultron body. That's pretty much usually how it goes. You get a small character. They're usually packaged with the biggest Build-A-Figure piece. Yeah, she's got her gauntlet there. Just a lot of really nice textures and paints on this figure. I really enjoy it, and I do love that costume. But yeah, another show I really enjoyed. Despite the haters, one episode made me cry, and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I'm a little ashamed, but that's just because I'm always a little bit ashamed. You should always be a little bit ashamed of yourself. Just a little bit, it's healthy. Alright, last but certainly not least is Moon Knight, another series I really enjoyed. I really like this design. This costume is so neat. Really like this character. We also got the Build-A-Figure Khonshu wave, which I will go over in a different video, so I'm so excited to put him together and put him with Moon Knight. That's going to look awesome. Ever since I first saw Khonshu, I was like, figure win. I need that Birdman. But yeah, this is obviously the most detailed figure out of all the ones we've looked at today. It's chunky, it's pretty monochromatic, but they did a really good job on differentiating these kinds of whites and grays. You've got some off-white, some gray back here, some more gray in the gauntlets, some gold, some silver, a darker gray on the inside of the hood, a bright white, almost blue for the eyes. Yeah, he looks so cool. And we have a Mezco Moon Knight, which is awesome, of course, because it's Mezco, but I just really like this costume design and the way he was portrayed in that series. Some pretty big shoulder joints, bicep swivel, pretty good movement on the head, not so much up, but everything else is good. Double elbow, that's kind of stuck a little bit. You've got that big chunky torso joint, leg movement, double knee. There you go. I'm not very strong. He just automatically wants to be in a brooding pose. It's great. Moon Knight will come with 2 punching fists because he punched things sometimes. And his, well, what do you call these? Moonerangs. I don't know. But the cool thing about these is that you see these slots on the back. You can put them together to make a singular moon. And then break it apart, and he's got the 2 moonerangs. So yeah, he looks really awesome. Definitely a great figure in general, but also a great figure for a Moon Knight fan. I desperately want an Amit figure. Scary crocodile lady? Yes, please. I will also take 1 hippo goddess, please. So looking at them all together, I do think that She-Hulk could stand to be a little bit bigger because she was pretty dang tall in the show, but we're working within the confines of, you know, what Hasbro is willing to do as far as production and money goes. Other than that, the heights seem pretty good. Kate looks a little tall, but maybe Clint is short. I think Kamala could be a little smaller. I feel like she's pretty short. You know, she's the youngest of them all. I don't think she should be coming quite so close to Moon Knight in height. And She-Hulk should be tall. But they look great together. I'm really happy with these. I'm not really missing out on Mr. Knight or Sharon, so this was enough. But yeah, all from shows that I really enjoyed quite a bit, and I enjoy these figures as well. So I don't think this will be our last foray into the 2 mini pre-order series because we have 2 mini pre-orders. So I'm probably going to be opening up a bunch of toys at one time. I'll save what I think will be interesting toys or toys I'm really excited about for single reviews. But other than that, we might have some more reviews of me tearing through stuff really quick. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Did you guys like these shows? I know there are wildly differing opinions. But I gotta say, the Hawkeye one, something about it just hit me right in the heart. Almost like an arrow. So anyway, likes and subscribes, very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome, and I'll see you guys on the next one.